We had been creating along the years a national Welsh folk collection. We have been able in this building here to illustrate quite a considerable section of that collection in the new Gallery of Material Culture. We have, in addition, done something which I think extremely important, created a department of oral traditions and dialects, which looks after what I would call the spiritual side of Welsh life rather than the material. And consequently, the Welsh Folk Museum can now show a fairly complete picture of the Welsh tradition and Welsh culture.
Visitors who come here, I think, are entranced by the unique landscape of buildings which you've created in the meadowland behind us.
Well, that is essentially the open-air section of the Folk Museum. And we began on this work in 1948 because there was no hope then of having a funds for a museum building. Well, we have removed and re-erected 4 farmhouses. One of them, Iorwerth Peate from the Vale of Clwyd, is particularly important in that it is the oldest building we have. It goes back to the last quarter of the 15th century. Then we have a nonconformist chapel from Drefach Felindra in the Vale of Teifi, which is also important as illustrating the simple architecture of the pre-19th century nonconformity. We have a tannery from Rhaeadr, which is in complete working order and illustrates leathercraft in general. And the woolen mill from Brecconshire, which was the first building to go up, actually.
If you had another quarter of a century here, how would you like to see St Fagans evolving?
Oh, well, I haven't any doubt about that at all. I would like St Fagans to become, in a real sense, a centre for cultural work in Wales, a centre of all kinds, a centre for conferences on matters of national cultural interest, a centre for plays, for music. We are doing quite a lot in the world of music already, of folk music. But I hope that when we have a theatre here and various lecture rooms and so on, that the place will also become a centre for teaching. We haven't so far taken part in the museum school service scheme, but I think a folk museum has a particular place in that world. We should be teaching the teachers to develop interest in the material lying at their very doorstep.
I know that in your retirement you will be writing quite a good deal. Perhaps the first event of it will be the publication of a new book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I have been working for the last 2 years or so on a book which is a personal approach to the problem of folk life and tradition. And this book is now in the publisher's hands and will appear, I hope. It's in English, by the way, and is to be published by Faber and Faber in London. I hope this will appear during the course of this year.
We look forward to seeing that. We wish you a happy retirement.
Thank you very much.